Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to welcome you to this presentation on domestic violence, a guide to leaving your abusive relationship. In today's society, domestic violence is a real problem, and domestic violence is not discriminatory. It can affect men, women, children. It affects gay relationships, straight relationships. It doesn't matter if you're old or young, anybody can be affected. When most people think of domestic violence, they think of just the physical side of it. The reality is that domestic violence includes way more than just the physical. It can include emotional abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, and even financial abuse. A lot of people don't even realize that they are being abused until it's almost too late. There may be some of you that are wondering right now if you could possibly be in an abusive relationship. There are a few questions that you can ask yourself to help you determine if you are. They are as follows. Does your significant other embarrass you with name calling and by putting you down? Do they scare you with violent acts or looks? Do they control who you see or talk to, where you go, or what you do? Do they keep you from family and friends? Do they take your money and control it by making you ask for it or refuse to give you money? Do they tell you that you're a bad parent and threaten to take your kids? Do they act like it's your fault for the abuse or that it's no big deal? Destroy your property? Do they threaten to kill you or your pets? Intimidate you with weapons? Threaten to kill themselves? Do they make you drop the charges when you call the police? Does your significant other make all the decisions? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you are in an abusive relationship. One of the hardest things you will ever have to do will be to leave your abuser. There are so many emotions involved. They include fear, anxiety, helplessness, maybe even love, pity for your abuser. Everything that you feel is normal. The first thing you will want to do is to come up with your exit strategy. Your exit strategy is also called a victim safety plan. Sometimes it can take days or even months before you can execute your plan safely. The first step in your plan should be to confide in a friend or family member and inform them of your situation. In many instances, they may be able to offer you help, whether it be financial or a place to go or even advice. You will also need to start gathering all of your personal papers and put them in one place. If you are able, pack a small suitcase, give it to a friend or a neighbor to hold on to for you. Just completing these two steps can prove to be very beneficial in case you ever have to leave in a hurry. When you leave, there's some important things that you need to take with you if it's possible. This list is straight from the New Orleans Metropolitan Center for Women and Children's website. You're going to want to take your driver's license, all birth certificates for you and your children, social security cards, insurance cards, credit cards or cash, debit cards, your savings book, your checkbook. If you have a protective order in place, you need to make sure you carry this with you at all times. It's very important. If you rent, you need your lease agreement. If you own your home, you need the deed to your house. You need your car registration, insurance papers, health and life insurance papers, medical records, school records. If you have any work permits or green cards or visas, you need to make sure to grab those as well. Your passport, divorce papers, any copies of your house and or car keys, your medications, and your address book. Unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world, and things happen sometimes, and you will need to prepare yourself in case your exit strategy doesn't go according to plan or you have to deal with a violent situation. In this instance, try to have a planned destination to go to and a way to contact any family or friends you will need to get in touch with. If escaping is not possible, know what you will need to do and a destination in your home you can go to safely. Remember, never hide in your bathroom, your kitchen, or your bedroom. Call the police as soon as you can, and the last thing to remember is do not clean anything up until the police have a chance to get there and assess the situation. Cleaning up could damage or destroy any evidence at the scene. While leaving an abusive relationship can be scary or dangerous, the benefits are so great. No one deserves to be hit or humiliated. No one deserves to be denied a real life of love and happiness. If you are in an abusive relationship, I encourage you to please reach out to your local women's shelter. The phone number for the New Orleans area shelter is 504-837-5400, or you can even call toll free at 1-888-411-1333. In closing, I would like to leave you all with this. It's a poem from an abuse survivor and it's called Broken Inside. I sit here broken inside, putting together the pieces of my life, trying to cope with all of the pain, trying not to feel like I'm going insane. All of the smacks to the face and mean words you said made me wish with my whole heart that I was dead. You broke me down and destroyed anything good I had in me, told me it was for my own good if I could only just see. Then, the day came when I was finally brave and made my choice. Unfortunately for you, I had finally found my voice. You threatened me and said you were stronger, but I refused to take your abuse any longer. I secretly gathered my things and hid them from you, waiting for my chance to do what I had to do. I left you downtown, stranded on that busy street. As I ran, I could only cry tears of relief. It's finally over. Now I deal with the pain, wondering if I will ever feel good inside again, unable to trust, to love, to be touched, hating that I ever let my life get so messed up. I'll try to forgive, but I can never forget what it was like to feel hopeless and dead, rising from the ashes and finally free. It's time to move forward and learn to love me.